Hello, welcome back to the Abundant Joy Tarot. This is Ade, and I am going to do a reading for you all today on what should I expect next on my spiritual journey. And this is kind of inspired by the fact that today is 9/9, so it's sort of the 9/9 portal, if you will. And 9 in general is linked to enlightenment, taking risks, deep emotions and connections with the people that we love. A lot of different people look at it in different ways, but it's also a number of completion as the last single digit number. And it's often believed to bring good fortune and prosperity. Some people believe the 9/9 portal represents different things. There's a lot of thought about that this is an opportunity, like an opening for wishes, if you will, but also like growth and development, like spiritual growth and development. So we're just going to take a look. I'm going to do 3 piles today to see what might be in store for you next on your spiritual journey. We're also going to look at, we'll look at, kind of what's the overall energy, and then we'll look at what is the current situation and environment that you're in, and then we'll look at what to expect next, and then finally some spirit guidance as well as some possible medicine or tools that you might be able to use in the next phase of your development, growth, journey toward joy, love, and abundance. All right, so that's what we're up to today. Let's hop right in. I'm going to pull the significator card for you to be able to draw yourself in, and this would also be a bit of spirit guidance for you in terms of what is happening on your journey. So we've already got for pile 1. It looks like this is going to be for pile 2, and then looks like that is for pile 3. So those are our cards to lead us in. Let's take a look at what we have. If you have not yet subscribed to the channel Abundant Joy Tarot, please do. I'd love to have you as a part of the collective and community. Please, if you enjoy the readings that you're getting here, please click that like button. It definitely does matter. And I am also very intrigued to hear what your comments might be, what might resonate with you. So please take the time to do that. All of it helps with the growth of the channel. So that being said, let's take a look. So first of all, pile 1 will be this Bloodstone. Okay. And then you have, this is from the Sufi Wisdom. Wow, beautiful. Energy of love. So hopefully you can see that. Energy of love. Okay, so that's pile 1. It's beautiful. Pile 2 is going to be the yellow Aventurine. And the yellow Aventurine card has, accepting challenges. Look at that divine light. Accepting challenges. Okay, so that's going to be for pile 2. And then finally for pile 3, we have this Labradorite. And you have, face your fears. All right, so those are the 3 readings that we're going to pull for. I am going to go ahead and select, I've got quite a few tarot cards and oracle cards that I have prayed over, and I'm going to go ahead and pull those selections for each of the cards, and then I will be ready for your readings. You can go to the timestamp in the description and click pile 1, pile 2, or pile 3, whichever one draws you in. If you find that you're drawn to more than one reading, I think that that's perfectly okay for this reading, because we're talking about what's coming next for you on your spiritual journey, and there may be messages in multiple piles that are for you. Again, these are general readings, so you want to take what resonates with you. Should be like a confirmation of what you've been feeling in your spirit, in your journey with yourself, your guides, and the Supreme Being, whatever your supreme, however you move, believe. Okay, so that is that, and let's get into the readings. Okay, so I will see you there. Hello, Pile One, and welcome to your reading. This is Ade with the Abundant Joy Tarot. And again, we are looking at a reading today that is talking about what should I expect next on my spiritual journey. And we're kind of doing this in recognition of the 9/9 portal, which is today. But this is, again, another timeless reading. So whenever you find it, if it resonates for you, if you feel pulled into it, then it's going to be for you at that time. The cards have been prayed over and selected for each of the piles, and this is for pile 1. So if you chose the Bloodstone, this here, and this card, this beautiful card of energy of love, behold the world through the eyes of love. Okay, this is from the Sufi Wisdom Oracle. And the first thing I will just say overall is that when we talk about this card was pulled with the thought of what's kind of coming next and what is the guidance from spirit. And so what is very clear in this card, and I will read a bit more about this in the book to you at the end of the reading, but what is clear about this card is that the next step in your spiritual journey is about digging deeper into this concept of love in your life. Okay, and particularly this card is talking about like unconditional love. It can also represent like partnership love. But it's the way in which you're loving in that partnership, which is significant here, because we're talking about what is the next step of your spiritual journey. And as with various concepts within our lives as human beings, love, prosperity, some of the positive ones, and then also greed, anger, some of these other emotions. As we go on a spiritual journey, we learn to work with these in different ways and sort of elevate or ascend through our knowledge and understanding of how to leverage that energy. Okay, so I feel like what is covering your reading, what is covering your next step is a delve into the depths of the energy of love, which is obviously beautiful. God is love, and the concept of love is beautiful. But the way that love manifests as an energy, although it is very simple, the depth of it is profound in terms of the ways that it can hit you when you're on a spiritual journey. So I think that's a beautiful covering for this reading, and I want to just say that to start, and then I will, when we get to that section around sort of what's next, guidance from spirit, I'll read a little bit more about what this card is pulling you into, because there's a beautiful Sufi poem by one of the Sufi masters that's also associated with that card. Okay, so that being said, let's look at what is your current situation or environment that brings you to this reading. Okay, this can also be a bit of a significator. So if this doesn't feel like where you are right now, you might want to choose another pile. All right, although you could be coming into this energy, so keep that in mind as well. Okay, so what I have here for your tarot, you've got the Page of Cups, which is beautiful. That the Page of Cups is like a messenger of love, right? So we've got this overarching energy of love. The thing about the Page of Cups too is that he's also like a dreamer. Okay, he's also a dreamer. We've got this pig that is flying, so he has this strong belief in what may seem impossible to others. He's got that sort of wide-eyed dreamer perspective. So you may be in a space where you are holding on to that kind of almost childlike energy of believing in the impossible for you. And then also just the sense that there's this idea of a messenger of love. So some of you may be at the beginning of a love or a deepening of a love in your life in regards to a partnership. Or for others of you, I'm hearing it's about a deepening of love for yourself. And for those of us who've been on that spiritual journey of really embracing self-love, we know that there are many, many layers to what that looks like and feels like and how it shows up physically in your world. So my hope and prayer for you is that your self-love is deepening to levels you had not yet expected. Okay, because that just blossoms out into multiple layers, multiple areas of your life. So you've got the Page of Cups. So again, we're talking about what is your existing situation. You've got the Page of Cups, the Queen of Cups, a lot of emotional energy here, and the Three of Wands. Okay, beautiful. And then your Oracle card, Happiness. Okay, beautiful. So in terms of talking about what is your current situation, this is also confirmation for me that many of you are on a spiritual journey, a spiritual quest. And I feel like love is actually probably, this looks like it's pretty bright on those cards. I don't know how to adjust that. I feel like that you are probably most likely delving into the area of love. And that may be showing up for many of you in different ways. It may be showing up as a partnership, a love relationship or some kind. It also may be showing up in your connections with others, deepening friendships, deepening relationships with family, or even sometimes the way we learn about love can also be painful, and it can be from not a deepening, but a severing, or getting a deeper understanding of who you are, and then looking at the love connections that you have in your life and realizing, oh, this isn't the level of love that I am at right now, am ready for, want, desire, am seeking, right? And it can change those relationships. So sometimes that can be challenging. But this is telling me that you're in a journey right now of really understanding your emotions at a much, much deeper level, intuitively better understanding the flow of your emotions and also the emotions of other people around you, and how do you incorporate that. This feels like a very positive space that you may be in. Okay, so that's the overall significator. Then you've got this Three of Wands, which also talks about, you know, kind of getting ready to go out, like waiting for your ships to come in is kind of the phrasing that they use here. But you're sort of waiting with anticipation for something to come to fruition that you've already begun to put some work into. Okay, and it's letting you know that that is coming forward. And then overall, you've got Happiness. So that's the beautiful thing about love, is that love also brings with it happiness, joy, peace, balance, especially when we start looking at deeper levels of love, right? Love of the divine, love of self, love of community, space, home, all of that. We start to feel a sense of joy when we allow ourselves to feel that emotion on a regular basis. So I hope, beloved, that you are cultivating much love in your life. So this is what I'm seeing as what is currently going on in your environment and in your world. So let's now take a look at what is coming next in your spiritual journey. All right. And you've got for your tarot, is that right? I think this was supposed to go under. Yes, backwards. Okay, that's great. Okay, so King of Pentacles. Beautiful. Abundance, abundance, abundance is what I'm hearing. A real opening. And not only that, but I'm really hearing like stability. That there is, you know, the King of Pentacles is a solid king. He is abundant. He is balanced. He has gotten there through hard work. So the abundance that he holds is stable, right? It's not a fleeting thing. He also, like, it's beautiful that this card, you know, it has the magic, because what oftentimes people don't really talk about the King of Pentacles, because he represents like the earthly plane, right? That which is material and the abundance of reaching that earthly plane. But he also channels the spiritual energy into the material. So he incorporates, balances the spiritual realm with the material realm. So there's a sense of being on your spiritual journey that I feel like this is also saying that what's coming next for you is that your work that you've been doing spiritually is going to begin to manifest more in your physical world. You'll actually begin to see, feel, know more manifestations of it on a regular basis. That could look like the work that you're doing being more authentically connected to who you are on your spiritual journey and the work that you've been doing, right? It can also look like just the connections that you have within the various communities that you maneuver in, whether they be, I'm hearing art communities, church communities, social communities, that they are more in alignment with where you are on your spiritual journey. So if you're at a place where you're embracing love, it's like you are creating a vibration in which your physical world is going to more readily reflect what has actually been going on for you. So that also means some things may fade away, but what I'm really getting here is more about not what's fading away, but what is actually manifesting, what is coming forward. So that's beautiful. Let me get the rest of the cards here. Okay, and you've got the Star card. Beautiful. We've got to cover it because she's got a little nudity going on there. But the Star card is a beautiful card about healing. And then the Devil. Okay, so you've got the Devil card. And then the Cat and the Lavender. Independence. Okay, interesting. Okay, so with the Star card, so in terms of talking about what's coming next, that kind of confirms for me what I was saying about this magic that the King of Pentacles does in terms of bringing the spiritual and connecting it with the material and balancing the two. And then the Star card is all about sort of self-healing, internal growth. It's also, some people will associate it with like this idea of star or fame, but to me, it's more about getting connected to your own internal shine, right? And being supported in that journey. It's like, I always feel that the Star card is like a breath, like a refreshing splash of clear, healing water, right? That allows you to, no matter where you are on your journey, refresh and begin again, feeling more whole and healed in the process, right? So this is a beautiful thing to be coming next for you. Now you've got the Devil card here, and the warning of the Devil card is about, addictions or things being imbalanced, right? The where we can get lost in our world around, where we're bonded, right? Where we think that we're bonded or where we allow ourselves to get bonded. But the truth is that the thou art loosed is what always comes to me when I get the Devil card, is that we are not truly chained, right? It is a choice that we're making. And so it's a warning in a sense of like, as you're continuing on your journey, being mindful of where you're bonded, but understand that the Devil card is also saying that you have free will. We have free will to make the choices that we need and that we make, and that Spirit is with us on that journey. So just being clear about where you are and understanding that, as this card here, it talks about the cat and lavender, and it talks about independence. Right? So it talks about making your own decisions, trusting yourself, right? So there's a need for you on this next journey. As with any journey, there are places where you can get caught up, where you might feel bonded in some way or get caught up. And particularly when we're talking about the journey of love, whatever that might be, love can really cause us to fall into a place where we feel bonded, connected to not just people, but our decisions, our beliefs, our ideas about what love is or what it needs to be or how we need to show up in it or how other people need to show up in it. There's so many rules and regulations that we put on this feeling feeling of love, right? And so I feel like part of what the message is for you, beautiful souls that chose pile number 1, that in your next leg of the journey, as the King of Pentacles is helping you to balance your spiritual work with the material world in which you live in, which is just so gorgeous to be there, because it's like they say, when you're doing work that you love, you're never working a day of your life. But when you're living a life that you love, you're just living every day of your life to the fullest. And it's a beautiful thing, right? And then on your journey, just being mindful of knowing that thou art loose, that you are independent, that you get to make independent choices, and that you are guided and supported in the journey. Okay. All things are possible for you, beloved. Okay. Excuse me. So that's what I see in terms of what is coming up next. So the final cards that were pulled were cards of spiritual guidance. What is Spirit's guidance for you as you embrace the changes and the things that are upcoming for you? This pile, I feel like really you are progressing, you are elevating, you are ascending on your spiritual path in some very beautiful ways. Because to get to the point where you can have that balance of the King of Pentacles, where you're incorporating that, means that you have already done significant amount of work. The fact that you've already, in your present world, you've got the Queen of Cups, and you've still got this innocence of the Page of Cups, but then you've got things that are coming in. It's like you're in movement, you're taking action, you've been doing the work to cultivate your own happiness. So this next layer is just going to be an elevation and an ascension for you as you're going on this journey. So keep moving forward. Now let's take a look at what is the guidance from Spirit. And these cards are a little bit backwards, so we're going to go with the Tarot first. So the Tarot for the guidance, you've got the 6 of Inspirations and the 2 of Inspirations. Okay, yes. All right, I'm going to go ahead and lay out these other cards here. So these are your Oracle cards. These 2 cards are for medicine or tools that you might be able to use on this next leg of your journey. You've got the 3rd eye chakra signs. Wow, beautiful. There will always be signs to guide you on your true path. Yes. Okay, and then you've got rue. Rue is the herb here for protection. You can see this is kind of what rue looks like. It's all around this lion. People, it has this lion image and it has the angel images, because the rue talks about almost an angelic protection. It has properties of light and of healing. It is, it's used to oftentimes, in the past, historically, priests in various denominations have used rue with holy water to help clean out spaces of, negative energies or things like that. It really has a property of light, and it's really about protecting one from any negative energies around you. Okay, so that's what the rue energy is. If you're able to get any rue, if you go to an herb store, you can get rue or botanica of some kind. Sometimes they will have different essential rue, oils or things like that you can use, that you might be able to infiltrate for yourself and for your space. Holy water is water that is prayed over. Okay, so you can always pray over, use your tongue, speak into your own water. Drop in a little bit of rue for the herbal protection. Use that to clear out your space, to clean yourself, to pray for positive things, and to keep you protected as you continue on your journey. All right. Now you've got the 2 of Inspirations, which is actually the 2 of Wands. All right. I love the 2 of Wands for you, because this is saying what Spirit's guidance for you is for you to make decisions that are heart-centered. The 2 of Wands, or 2 of Inspirations, also talks about packing your bag, getting ready to go on a journey toward your heart-centered dreams. Okay, it's about making choices, but looking out as she is onto the horizon into what is next for you. So Spirit is really saying, get prepared, beloved, because as you begin to incorporate, what we said before, like balancing your spiritual journey with your material world, you're going to be making some moves within your material world. Okay. And then what's lovely about this is that you got the 2 of inspirations, and then you got the 6 of inspirations. And the 6 of inspirations is a card of success. So it's like really Spirit is saying, make the decision to move yourself forward on your spiritual journey, on your heart-centered path, and you will come out victorious. And not only will you be victorious, but the 6 of Wands also represents recognition, being seen, people recognizing you for the success that you're actually doing. And that success could be what you're actually doing in the material world. It could simply just be your own glow up of you shining and standing in your full power, and people seeing that and recognizing that and being inspired by that, being inspired by your own development and growth that you are on within your spiritual journey. So this is gorgeous, beautiful, loving guidance from Spirit. So you've got these beautiful tools and this third eye here. I love this because it's like Spirit is saying there will be, look for the signs, look for the things that confirm for you that this is the direction that you need to be going on your spiritual path. Okay. Hopefully this reading is one of them, that you need to keep moving forward on this beautiful path that you're on. It is going to lead you to more abundance, more happiness, more stability within your happiness and abundance, and a deeper understanding of love, which I think is all beautiful. And then finally, you've got past life guides, karmic lessons, present assistance. And this is really saying that from most of you, not all of you who are listening to this reading, that part of the work that you have been doing is about resolving karmic issues with various past lives. That that's a part of the spiritual journey, is to be able to find the places of forgiveness for yourself and others, to be able to become whole again from whatever there may have been in the past, in past lives or period that you might needed to work through, but also, just as we talked about earlier, ascending to greater, higher levels of love. Okay. And then finally, wow, that's so beautiful. So you got prosperity, abundance, and success. And look at that card with that, all of this beautiful light, the butterflies with the transformation, the greenery, the golden path to this, like, I really kind of see this as like your sort of like stability and whatever that represents for you, like whatever the ultimate abundance looks like. For some of you, maybe it is a castle. For others of you, it's just like having everything that you need, a home, a space, loved ones around you. It could be that you're in a cabin by yourself with the woods and with nature, whatever it might be for you that represents your prosperity and abundance. This is your spirit guides are saying this is coming for you next. So rejoice, rejoice, because this is gorgeous. So to finish us out, I just want to give you a deeper understanding of this beautiful card of the energy of love, which is what drew you into this reading. This again is from the Sufi Wisdom Oracle. And the poem is, so it says, behold the world through the eyes of love. Impoverished is the one who identifies the beloved with trade. Destitute is the one who wants the beloved for status or a sign of affluence. Foolish is the one who wants to keep the beloved only for the self. And that is by Ansari, who is a Sufi master. This oracle, it says, congratulate yourself because you are destined to meet an unconditional love within your heart, which is both renewing and transforming. A sacred light will surround you and your beloved, anointing and blessing your time together. The experience can be overwhelming and even disorienting, but it will send you soaring, as if You are wrapped in the circling presence of a truly divine energy. When you are blessed with such an unconditional love, feel the awareness within yourself and notice the aura that surrounds your being. Let love become your guide and dare to follow it. What appears in your beloved will also manifest in you. Know that one glance from a beloved can clear everything else from your mind, and you are able to center in your heart. And they're saying your mantra is, I am open and aware of the rising energy of love. Okay, that is gorgeous. Okay, that is beautiful. So I just hope that you can sort of bask in this energy of love. And it talks about that, the love that you see in others is what will be manifested in you. And I feel like it actually begins with you. So love on yourself, all of you in pile number one, really anybody, but really just deeply love on yourself right now. Find those unique and precious things about you that make you special and beautiful, and just love on yourself intensely. Do that which brings you bliss and joy. And I promise you that love that comes manifesting for you will be a reflection of you as well. Okay. All right, so that's what I see here for y'all, and that's a beautiful reading. So I hope that this resonated with you. I hope that the next leg of your journey is a beautiful, open, enriching, learning, growing journey. I wish you abundant joy on your journey toward love, joy, and abundance, and I will see you in the next reading. Thanks so much. Don't forget to subscribe. Bye-bye. Hello, pile number 2, and welcome to your reading. So as a reminder, we're doing a reading today to really talk about what is next for you on your spiritual journey. And we're doing this in conjunction with the 9/9 portal and things sort of opening, but this is timeless. So if it resonates with you, this is going to be your reading. And so if you chose the yellow Aventurine right here, and this accepting challenges card, then this is your reading. And so let's jump in. Welcome to the Abundant Joy Tarot. If you have not yet subscribed yet, go ahead and hit that subscribe button down there and let's get into it. So you've got this beautiful card of accepting challenges. And I'll just tell you from the back, I will read more about this later. But it says, trust your inner resources. And so immediately what came to me when I saw this, when I pulled this in the picking, was this knowing that your inner resources are infused by the light of spirit, right? This energy that you are energy, spirit is energy, and that you are connected to the larger source of energy. This reminds me that all things are possible for us through God and spirit. And many of you all may be going through some really challenging times. You may have had some really tough moments. That's what I'm getting from this card, is that it is saying to you that even if you feel like something is not going in your direction, or maybe you feel like you've made some mistakes, or that you have failed in some way, or have been hurt by someone in some way. What this card is really saying is that your inner strength is far greater than you may believe is there, and that you can really lean on trusting yourself and your inner resources. You are not alone in this process of your journey. And so even if things have turned in a direction that you don't quite understand, is what I'm really hearing, like things may be, you're like, why is this going on? I've been doing my work. I've been doing my stuff. Why is this happening? Try not to get caught or lost in the why, the question of the why, and lean more on the knowing of the yes, that all things are possible for you through spirit. Okay. allow yourself to trust on your own inner knowing and your own inner resources to get you to the next day. If in some cases, get you to the next hour or to the next moment, whatever it may be, whatever you may be going through, okay? But trust and know that you have what is needed to get to that next moment, all right? So we'll hear more about this card, but this is kind of what is overarching the reading. So again, we're going to take a look now at what is going on in the current environment. And this will also be a bit of a significator for you to see if this feels like it resonates for you, then this is probably your reading. And then if it doesn't, you might want to check out one of the other piles. But this is what we're seeing in your current environment. Wow. Failure. I was really feeling that as I was holding that card, that some of you are really in a space. Look at that. Look at that pain. I feel like those of you who have chosen pile number 2, you may have been experiencing what feels like failure to you. I'm going to take a closer look at this card, but I really feel like what I get off of this card intuitively is that I just keep hearing you have not failed. You have not failed. Even if it looks like you have failed, you have not failed. I can feel the resistance. I can feel some of you out there like, yes, I have. Yes, I have all day. But I'm telling you, you have not failed, because this is what I'm hearing very strongly with this card. So let's see what else is here. Let's see what else is here. So the sun, look at that. So you've got the sun, the 8 of Cups, okay, and the Page of Swords. So what I'm seeing here is that kind of what's going on in the current environment. I feel like many of you are on a spiritual journey. You've been on a spiritual journey. You may have been in a place where you were in a place of joy and happiness and things were going in a positive way. You reached a bit of a summit, if you will, within your spiritual journey. You got to a place of some level of fulfillment, right? And then once you got to that place, as with all of our journeys, at some point you hit various levels. And then what happens is there is a need for a shakeup of some kind, right? And it feels like you got to a place where there were some things that you had to let go. And it may feel like a failure in some way, but there was some, it could be people, it could be jobs, it could be communities, it could be a project, it could be, something that you're working on that was no longer serving you, was draining you in some way, was no longer in alignment with the growth and the sun that you had cultivated through your spiritual journey and the work that you've been doing within your life. Okay. And so you got to this place and you had to walk away. And whenever we have to walk away, whenever we have to make that kind of change, it's painful. It is painful. And it can definitely feel like we failed in some way. Okay. But what I'm hearing very clearly, again, I keep hearing you have not failed. Okay. So this is just another step, another process within your journey. Okay. You've got this beautiful Page of Swords energy, which is all about a ferocious, ravenous hunger for learning. That there's this energy around you where it's like you want to learn new things. Maybe you're still reflecting on what it is that you had to walk away from, or maybe you're focusing on where you're going in the horizon. What I really love about these images is that you've got this sun here, and it's like by letting go of what is going on here, you decided to choose yourself and move toward your own sun and your own destiny and your own spiritual awakening and moving forward. That can be painful. But what you need to know most, the Spirit is telling me very clear, is that requires courage. That requires resilience. That requires audacity that you, beloved, possess. And that is a beautiful thing. And so that same energy, that same resilience and courage and pushing through. And if some of you are in a space right now where you know you need to let go, but you haven't yet let go, I want to assure you that you have the internal resources that you need to do exactly what is right for you on your path. That's why you're here. You have been equipped. You are fully able to handle anything, even if it seems like you cannot do it, even if it feels like this is a brand new path for you. Wait, I've never done this without this individual. I've never done this without having this kind of job. I've never done this without my ability to do something physically, or to be as strong as I was physically or health wise. I've never done it without my family being closer in. I've never, whatever it might be, I've never done it without this friend. I've never done it without this partner. I've never done it without my animal, my dog. Whatever it is, know that that is not relevant to your journey, because what you need, you already have. It is going ahead and accepting the challenges, as this card says, trusting your inner resources. Spirit is telling me that very, very clearly, because I felt like this is a general reading and many of you are in different places of this process. Right. So some of you may already be at this space of ferocious learning and really engaging in something new that you're wanting to learn. And Spirit is encouraging you to really dig into whatever that is drawing your joy and your bliss and your curiosity, right? Get in there, learn, look at books, look at, whatever it is. Some of you may still be in the midst of walking away from something that no longer serves you. And if that is the case, the message here is that you have not failed. Trust your inner resources and keep moving, okay? And some of you may still be in this process of you've come to a certain milestone within your journey, okay? But this is talking about your existing situation. So that's the first part. Now we're going to look at what is coming up next for you on your spiritual journey. So we've got several tarot cards and an oracle card, okay? So you have, see your oracle card, devotion, the sheep and the blackberry. Okay. All right. We'll talk about that in just a moment. And then you've got the Knight of Pentacles. Okay, so again, this is what is happening next for you on your spiritual journey. I love that for you, because you're going to be walking away from something. You're digging into something new, learning something new about it. And then you've got this Knight of Pentacles. And the Knight of Pentacles is all about devotion. It's about putting in the work steadily, diligently, working toward the next steps. But more so than the Eight of Pentacles, it is a moving energy. So even though the Knight of Pentacles is a slow moving energy, it is really also about movement. Okay, so you've begun the process here by walking away from something that is no longer serving you. And now you are building brick by brick where it is that you're going next within your journey. Okay, and the Knight of Pentacles is also very prosperous. It also indicates that there may be a new project that is coming forward, something in the material world, because pentacles represent kind of the material world. So it could be a new job. It could be a new foundational relationship of some kind. Okay. But it's also about, because that sometimes the Knight of Pentacles can talk about, if it's a partner coming in, it's a stable partner coming in. It's someone who is stable, who is prosperous, who is compassionate and kind, and really kind. So we've got the Knight of Wands, which is must be why I was feeling this strong energy, because typically the Knight of Pentacles is very slow moving energy, but diligent, and thorough, right? And solid. But the Knight of Wands is the fastest moving knight in the deck. Okay. So it's really about movement, and he is all about grabbing life by the horns and living life to the fullest, putting his passion in it, his creativity in it, and moving something forward in that direction. So I feel like what's coming up for you next in your spiritual journey is, as you shed what is no longer serving you, what it will be beautiful is the incoming flux of passion and energy that is going to move you forward toward diligently building your dreams. Focus, beloved, on what brings you joy, what brings you bliss in your life. Follow your heart's desire, okay? 100% follow your heart's desire. You got the King of Wands. Okay, the King of Wands, like, wow. So you got the Knight of Wands and then the King of Wands. And the King of Wands is really like the natural born leader. He's already gotten there, right? So he's no longer the knight. He is full of prosperity. He is balanced but passionate, creative but wise. He moves things forward. He is so abundantly wealthy, but not just abundantly wealthy, but like passionate about life, and living life, and from a space of like, I just get this energy of just like joy and celebration and creativity and fire and movement and dance and all this beautiful energy of like light and fire and strength, and courage. Right? So it's like you're moving to this space. And this sheep and the blackberry, it really talks about a devotion to the people in your life that have supported you, that give you wisdom and stability. So, I feel like there may be an energy that is coming in here with this Knight of Pentacles that is this, as I was describing, because I don't typically go into it like that. So the fact that I was getting a very clear description of an energy of the Knight of Pentacles coming in, of an individual who is kind, stable, compassionate, thorough, wise, diligent, all of those things. Like, I'm kind of getting that as an individual that may be coming into your life next on your spiritual journey. And there's a sense of like needing to develop devotion with them as you're on your path. Now, the thing is that the reason why I felt like he also may be an individual, and this could be male or female, depending on, you in your life. But is that, this person I think is going to support you in your creative endeavors, in your fast moving energy to create the things that are going to manifest your dreams for you. Okay. Following your heart's content, getting you to this space of this King of Wands. Okay. So this balanced energy will be a support for you to provide harmony as you are pushing yourself forward in a new direction. So while this has been kind of slow moving and you are releasing something that no longer serves you, you are also moving into a space of just fiery passion and creativity and success. So that's gorgeous. All right. So that's what we're seeing in terms of what is coming up next for you. And what we're going to look at now is what is the spirit guidance and maybe some possible medicine or tools for you to support you in this next leg of your spiritual journey. And, we talk about it as a spiritual journey. What I'm just hearing now is like, that's what it is. Like, and it goes through its ebbs and flows. It goes through its ups and downs. It goes through the sun and it goes through the loss. And then the sun always rises again. Okay. So if you're in a space of despair or frustration, what I can tell you, beloved, is that your journey is moving forward. The next phase of it is a very successful, passionate, creative leg of your spiritual journey with some support, with some stabilizing, secure foundational support coming in as well. So let's see what your spirit guides have to also support you. And you've got 7 of inspirations, which is 7 of wands. So the guidance here from spirit is really about you also protecting your space. Okay. And what I mean by space is not just your physical space, but protecting your emotional, spiritual, and physical space. So as you are letting go of things that no longer serve you, it's really important that you have firm boundaries around you in terms of really being able to let those things go. Know that you're not just letting something go, you're actually moving toward your dreams. You're moving toward your horizons. And if people need to fall behind you in the process, then so be it, loves. But you are moving toward your sun, and you need to keep moving toward your sun. And in the process, make sure you're covering yourself. Okay? The other thing you've got here is, okay, so you've got this is interesting. You've got the 6 of emotions, but you've got it in reverse. Okay. So what this can indicate is that Spirit is really saying to you, be mindful of not holding on to the past. Okay. This is a nostalgia card when it's upright, but when it's in shadow, it can be about you clinging too tightly to what you do need to let go of, what is in your past, what no longer served you, what no longer should be in your energy field, okay, or around you, whether that be people, places, ideas, or concepts about yourself or others, or ideas about the world that you're walking in, okay? So this is really a Spirit really confirming and saying, like, it's important for you to go ahead and let go. Do no longer cling to that which no longer is light, love, hope, joy in your life. Be honest with yourself and know that it's no longer there, and get moving, because you're moving towards your sun. Okay. And then in terms of medicine, oh, look at that. Okay. So you've got hibiscus, which I'll read a little bit more about, but it's about joy. It's about your medicine is about cultivating your joy. I love that. This is the Abundant Joy Tarot. So I love that. Cultivate your joy. Okay. Whatever that is for you, however you find your joy, get more of it. Okay. Even if you feel like you're miserable or you're sad or you're lonely, girl, put on, or male or female, girl, I didn't mean to say girl, but, beloved souls, turn on some comedy, turn on some comedy, watch some memes that just make you laugh, like belly laugh. Call that friend that is always keeps you in, giggling, stitches, rolling, whatever it might be, spend time with those people and in those places that emerge your joy, that your joy just comes up with them. Okay. That is your medicine during this period. Okay. You've also got out of chaos comes creation. This is the chakra balance card. So it's really talking about balancing all of your chakras. So if you work with chakra energy, then this is a call from Spirit to, look for ways to balance your chakras. There's lots of different ways to do that. If you don't have a clue about chakras, there's a lot of stuff on YouTube, which you can look up or Google, and find out things about balancing your chakras. There's different meditations that you can do to kind of help you begin to sort of balance your chakra energetic fields within your body. Okay. Again, joy is also your medicine. So it can help clear out all kind of stuff in your body. Okay. I'm going to read about that, but you've got, okay. So the final cards that you've got are wisdom, inspiration, and the Akashic record. This is Archangel Raziel. Okay. And it's interesting because you've got this, and you've got this third card here is the Page of Swords, which to me, these both have similar energy, because this is about cultivating your wisdom. You see all these books and scrolls around here, but there's also like this wisdom to the heart chakra. So really like getting the information from the divine, this connection, right? We've got it here and here, this connection to the divine, right? And making sure that you are staying connected to the universal flow of support, because that is where your inner resources also come from. Okay. So being able to, going back to, trust your inner resources. All right. I'll read a little bit more about that. But the wisdom of the Magi is your final card, which is mental clarity. And I love that for you as well, because as you take this next step of your journey, what Spirit is really saying here is that things are about to lighten up for you. Okay. Light up for you is what I want to say. Not lighten up, but light up for you. Be on fire, right? And move you creatively to on a new direction, actually quite quickly. Okay, so you've got some stabilizing energy going for you, but the Knight of Wands is a very fast moving energy, and it is all about sort of tapping into your creativity. And then I love that it takes you to the King of Wands, because that is an elevated energy, right, of this creativity, balance, wealth, abundance, natural leader, and you stepping into that energy within your spiritual journey. So one of the things you need to know, that as we make these decisions, beloved, when we make these decisions to walk away from things that no longer serve us, those are huge decisions in terms of changing our vibration and changing what will come into our world. Because as long as we stay with something that is no longer serving us, we are saying to the universe, we accept this for our world. This is okay for us. Bring us more of this. Okay? So when we finally say, no, I don't accept this. I don't accept being disrespected. I don't accept being ignored. I don't accept being whatever it might be, not considered, just whatever it might be. As soon as you say, no, I don't accept that for myself, the universe, it's like turns on the dime, and you begin to get things that are of a higher vibration. Okay. Connect with people that are of a higher vibration, because you're not accepting the lower vibration. So the universe has to bring you a higher vibration. But boy, is it hard to do. And I get you. I know this is very difficult to do, because sometimes we don't even recognize that we don't necessarily believe that it is possible, actually, to have a higher vibration, right? So once we get to that place of self-love and self-knowing and self-knowledge and the courage to be able to take those steps, we're opening up whole new worlds to us. So this is beautiful, all right? And it's going to really set you on a path that you need to be, which is going to impact others and allow you to be the natural leader that you are really meant to be on your spiritual path. Now, let's take a look here at this accepting challenges, because I definitely want to give you a little bit more on this beautiful card, okay? Well, let me actually first just make sure I'm giving you all that I can on Archangel Raziel, which is the guidance here from Spirit, which is the wisdom card. And it is saying that this is going to be a time of grand openings and personal revelations to you. Okay. The angel of mysteries is this archangel, brings valuable guidance and a profound connection to spirit. I'm really getting that throughout your reading, is that you have got a strong connection to the divine. And what you're being asked to do is make sure you're giving yourself space and time to be able to connect with that, so that again, this is just a general reading, so I'm just providing confirmation, but your direct connection with the divine and your spirit guides is where it's at. Okay, so make sure that you are tapping in with them. Your intuitive powers are on the rise. So get ready for the amazing flashes of insight and understanding that are coming your way. The information you seek, from the deepest, most sacred mysteries of spirit to specifics about your future, your career, or your personal life, is available to you now. Okay. Wow. That's great. And it also indicates that if you are currently facing a decision, that you can turn to your guides, you can turn to the divine, literally ask the question and receive the information that you need. Okay. You are intuitively connected. So tap into that. And one of the ways that you can do it, I feel like, because I landed on this card, is to tap into your joy, beloved. Tap into your joy. Okay, so let's look at this accepting challenges, trust your inner resources. So the poem associated with this one is, rise above time and space. Pass by the world and be to yourself your own world. Okay, I love that. This talks about facing difficult situations. It's an opportunity to turn inward and invoke our own inner resources. Okay, we feel the exhilaration of victory as we accept challenges by engaging our inner resources to overcome them. If you're facing situations you know are critical to your success, but you feel powerless to perform, it may be because you feel the challenges are beyond your abilities. But the Sufi wisdom is guiding you to look beyond incidental events and not just react haphazardly. The divine pearl, y'all, embedded in you will help you overcome any challenge life presents. That is great. So you are gifted with mental resources such as determination, self-worth, and kindness that make you resilient. You are capable of coping with adversity and pushing through challenges in the pursuit of opportunities. The seed of power lies in your ability to face challenge, open the door to major breakthroughs, and leave nothing to chance. Dig deep inside you because it is there for you, okay? This is the reading that I have for you all today. Continue to lean on your inner resources. Stay connected to the divine. Find and follow your joy. Allow yourself to wallow in your joy. Build opportunities because that is going to be your medicine to help you move through. Let go of the past and move forward. All right. This is what I see for you all. You have not failed, as another reminder. Keep moving forward. I will see you in your next reading. If you have not yet subscribed, please hit that subscribe button. I'm happy to have you as a part of the collective, and I will see you in your next reading. Have an abundantly joyful day. Bye-bye. Hello, pile number 3. This is Ade, and this is the Abundant Joy Tarot, and I'm thrilled to be here with you. And so what we're doing today as a reminder is we are looking at what should you expect next on your spiritual journey. So if you chose the Labradorite and the Face Your Fears, Farewell to Fear Phantoms, this is going to be your reading. All right. So as a reminder, we're going to take a look at what is the current situation and environment, and then we're going to take a look at what to expect next on your spiritual journey, and then we will close out with some guidance from Spirit as well as some medicine cards to kind of see, what might be some tools or actions or mindset that you need to establish for yourself to be able to smoothly navigate the next step of your journey. So one of the things that I've discovered in the previous 2 readings is just that, it was not discovered, but just I was reminded that when one is on a spiritual journey, it ebbs and flows. There are ups and downs. There are peaks and valleys. And so depending on where you are in your journey, can determine what is going to be coming next for you. But the beautiful thing about a spiritual journey, all of you souls that chose pile 3, is that ultimately it's leading you to your soul's purpose. It's leading you to a place of joy, love, and abundance, okay? Because God is love, and that, that is what that journey is deepening that journey to love in all of its forms. Okay, so I'll get off my little soapbox and get to your reading. So the main card that pulled you in was the Face Your Fears card. And this is really interesting to me because what is coming up for me when I first pulled the card, and even so now, is this idea that you have to go wherever you are on your journey. What I'm hearing here is that this is about needing to go into the depths or the tunnel of your fears so that you can get through to the other side. The other thing that I keep hearing is fear is an illusion. Now, this is what I'm hearing. And on some level, I guess, yes, I do believe that Spirit is actually, I'm channeling that fear is an illusion. It is an illusion. But when you're in it, it may not feel like an illusion because fear can feel and manifest as being very, very real. But part of the message that I'm understanding for you all, group 3, is that as you're walking through your fear, your understanding or knowledge that fear is an illusion will help you to lean on your innate courage and ability to be able to get to the other side of the fear. It reminds me of one of the other cards that I've seen where there's like a set of crows, and they are behind a scarecrow, right? They're all on the line behind the scarecrow, except for one crow that goes and like lands on the scarecrow. And when that one crow lands on the scarecrow, it realizes that, oh, this is not actually a thing. It's just a bunch of straw and sticks and some cloth, right? It's nothing to be afraid of. It doesn't even move. It doesn't even, do anything. So that one crow has extensive knowledge. And it's almost like Spirit, because Spirit just showed me that card. It's another oracle deck. But in my mind, I saw it very clearly. And I feel like the message here is that for all of you all in pile 3, that your fear is like that scarecrow. And it's really just an illusion. And so all you need to do is go up to it. And even if you don't want to touch it, just go boo. And you'll see that it doesn't move. And then you can move forward with whatever it is to do. And you can apply this to any number of things that might be holding you in a space of fear in your life right now. Okay. So this is what I'm seeing as the overarching energy. I'm actually going to go in the other readings. I read this card last because but for this pile, I feel like I should read it now because I think it's going to help us to really set what is the overarching energy. Now understand that these cards are actually meant to be what to expect next and slash spirit guidance. Okay, so we'll come back and talk about what is the current situation, but let's just talk a minute about this Face Your Fears card. So I'll hold it up so that you can see it very clearly. Okay, so this card is coming from the Sufi Wisdom Oracle, and so they all tend to start with a poem. So it starts with a Rumi poem, okay? And that poem is, "Enter the lion's jungle. Don't think about getting hurt. Fearful thoughts are simply phantoms of the mind. No one is harmed in this jungle. Everything is compassion and love. Your fear is what holds you back like a bar behind the door." So that's Rumi. So it's interesting because it actually is talking about, well, it says on the card, farewell to fear phantoms. So it's really talking about this idea of an illusion. Fear is an illusion. This is a beautiful card because it's saying you are in the presence of divine kindness and generosity. Allow it to lift you beyond ordinary consciousness. Open your heart to the gift of faith and trust in divine protection. When you become aware of the presence of the divine joy giver within you, you awaken to the spiritual power that is already embedded in your nature and recognize that you have been created for joy that can lift you beyond your limitations. So what's beautiful about this is that we're really talking about what's coming next for you. And I feel like what's coming next for you on your spiritual journey is surpassing your fears, getting to another level of understanding of your own ability, courage, and strength, and stepping full forward to the other side of your fears. And I promise you that that is a beautiful place, beloveds. So whatever has got you in some kind of grip or chokehold in regards to your fear, and our fears come, sometimes we don't even know where the fear came from. We just have the fear. We don't know. We haven't even traced it back to something that was said to us in childhood, or something that was done to us in childhood, or something that we saw, as a, young adult, depending on where you are, or something we saw on TV for that matter. Like that sometimes we hold it in our bodies and don't move forward with it. And I think as a part of your spiritual journey, you may be uncovering some things that have led you to either recognizing or feeling fear, feeling a place of fear that you've been carrying with you. And Spirit is saying that we're going to be able to move past that. So now with that, let's go and look at what is the current situation. And this is off can also be used as kind of a significator for you to see, like, is this the energy that's going on with you right now? And if not, you might want to check one of the other piles, because at this point, although there are similarities, they're different. They are different. Okay, so let's look at this one here. Okay, so courage. Look at that, courage. I love that for you. That this is also about courage. Is also about stepping into your own power and your strength, and in a sense of surrender too. I'm really getting this sense of surrendering with regards to your fears. Like, yeah, well, let's see if we discover more about that. But courage is not having the strength to go on. It's going on when you don't have the strength. And that is Theodore Roosevelt. So this card comes as a reminder that you possess the courage to overcome obstacles in your life. Obstacles and challenges in life are an opportunity to call upon and recognize your inner strength to endure. They are placed on your path to teach you profound lessons about who you are, what you can do, what you stand for, and to whom you belong. So that is really, really beautiful. I added that little piece. Okay, so courage. So right now, what is going on with you right now is that you actually are stepping into your courage. You are leaning into your inner strength, probably to face these fears that have been coming up for you on your journey. Let's see what else we've got in your tarot. So you've got, look at that, the 10 of Cups. Now, I always look at these three together because it kind of tells us a little bit of a path. So let's see what we've got. The Moon. Interesting. And the Hanged Man. Okay, so I feel like this is a pretty clear message. So for many of you who are tapping into this pile, okay, so the 10 of Cups represents, it can represent love, but it also represents sort of soul connection, family. It can represent community, this sort of like coming together and heart-centered love, and the sense of abundance. It's a beautiful card to get because we're looking at it in the context of what is happening right now. And it's directly followed by the Moon card and then the Hanged Man card, which are both major arcana. And the Moon card really talks about things that are hidden, illusions, delusions, facing fears, okay? All of that is under there. Emotional, like the depth, or the the watery depth of the emotional world. I'm really feeling like a lot of what's happening for you all may be experiencing a high level of emotionality, having a lot of feelings about things, not only fears, but I'm really getting a sense of anger, frustration, sadness, just a lot of high velocity feelings. And I feel like they are connected with a soul connection, whether that soul connection be a love relationship or a partnership, or whether it has to do with your children, or whether it has to do with family, okay? But some kind of like soul connection, right? And I feel like what's going on right now is that there's some things hidden from you. You may be in a space of, due to the high emotionality that you might be going through, high feelings that you might be feeling. When we get into a high level of emotionality, whether those be positive emotions or negative emotions, they blur our sense of logic. Okay, emotions are beautiful and wonderful and so important and completely natural. But the truth is that when they are high, when our emotions are high, our ability to logic can go down. Okay, so the key is to keep your emotionality in balance with your logic, right? people tend to go either one way or the other, and you need to sort of be balanced so that you're able to move forward. So what I'm getting here is that for you all who are in this pile currently, you've been in a place of high emotionality or things that are hidden, things that are not clear. This sort of sense of like, I'm getting this image of like when someone's glasses are fogged over. It's like, things are there, but you can't fully see what's going on, which could be aiding in having a lot of feelings about things that you can't put your finger on. And then you've got the hanged man. The hanged man, a lot of times people see that as stagnancy, things not moving forward. I also see it as a pause, an opportunity for you to dip into getting a greater connection with the divine and getting downloads from the divine to help you to move forward. Now, the challenge with that is you have to be open to that. So when you're in the hanged man energy and you're not allowing yourself to kind of be in sort of more of a meditative space or, doing the work to kind of open to your intuition, to the divine, to hearing the messages that are trying to be downloaded to you, it can feel like stagnation. It can feel like you're just stuck hanging somewhere. And it's particularly if you're fighting it. And I'm getting the sense that for this reading right here, it just feels like there is a connection that's in your life, a deep soul connection that's in your life, where there are some things going on that are hidden, that are not clear, and that has caused you to move into a place of stuckness. This feels more like a stuckness than a pause for me in this particular reading. However, you are tapping into your courage and your inner strength, and you're beginning to move forward with facing some of these fears. I believe that that is going to be more and more important for you as you move into this next phase of your journey. Okay, so that's what I'm seeing. Let's see what's actually coming next for you. So we've got a couple of tarot cards and an oracle card. So your oracle card, wisdom, the owl, and the hop. The hop is a kind of plant that has a reputation for being able to grow really fast, and it also it grows really high, like up a wall or up the vine, like can go up to like 20 feet high. It's like really fast moving. And then the owl, of course, we associate with sort of wisdom, and I feel like this card is talking about tapping into your wisdom. It also talks about, if I'm remembering correctly, that this also talks about an ending, that you are coming to an end of a space in your journey. Okay, let's see if this clarifies for us further with your tarot. So you've got the Eight of Wands. Okay, so the Eight of Wands is all about travel, velocity. It's a very fast moving card. It's supposed to be one of the fastest moving cards in the tarot deck, but it's because it literally is about something moving very quickly. So because we've asked the question of what is going to be happening next for you on your spiritual journey, and that's what this section is, it lets me know that wherever you are right now, things are going to shift, and they're going to shift very rapidly for you in this next phase of your journey. Okay, interesting. So you've got Judgment reversed and the Tower reversed. Now it's interesting because you've got this Eight of Wands, which lets me know it's velocity. The Tower also represents a quick change, right? And it's often one that we're not very, very comfortable with. Now it's interesting because both of your cards are major. Both of these last two cards are major arcana, and they are both in reverse. Okay, so that is very telling to me. And Judgment reversed is, okay, so Judgment is really about things coming into balance, right? It's about things sort of falling rightly into place. But when it's reversed, it talks about self-doubt. It talks about things being hidden behind masks, a need to let go of the shadow aspect of your life, of the stories that you tell yourself about your life and where you are on your journey. It's about denying yourself and your loved ones of your true essence. Okay? That's what it is in reverse. So there's really this whole sense of like self-doubt, this thing that's hidden, and it's kind of falling right under the moon. So there's a sense of like, I'm really getting that both your environment itself is not clear. Okay, that the things are hidden from you. Maybe an individual is not being fully honest with you or fully compelling, but there's something about it that you're not clear about. But at the same time, you are also hiding yourself in some way or masking yourself in some way within your environment. And what I'm getting at, Spirit is telling me, this is really interesting because I'm having a hard time kind of seeing through it, because I think there's a lot of masking that's happening, not only for you, not only from you, but from your environment as well. But what Spirit is saying is that one of the reasons why you may be masking is for your own protection, because of this sense of fear. And this is why Spirit is saying to you that fear is an illusion. Okay, because here's what you need to know. This is what I'm understanding. This is what I'm hearing from Spirit. Okay, I'm trying to decipher it as it's coming in. But basically, what you need to know is that you cannot allow yourself to get caught up in the illusion of the fear in your environment. Okay, because fear is an illusion and you are on a spiritual path. So you need to be walking in light and truth so that you can get to the other side. So the closer that you shine your light of truth on things, the more quickly the illusion will dissipate. Okay. But what is happening right now is there's a bit of you getting lost in the illusions or fears of your environment. It's like Spirit said, you're taking in too much water. It's kind of like when you're on the boat and like they say, oh, the boat's taking in too much water. We've got to keep dumping the water out. We have to dump the environment out and not take it in and carry it with us. Okay. I hope that makes sense. But, so that's what I'm seeing there. And then in regards to so it's about you. When I say dumping it out, like, I think what Spirit is saying is that it's about you clearing your space, your own mind, your own emotions, and not carrying too much of your actual physical environment with you and taking it on, fully taking it in. You know what I'm saying? Like, allow yourself to be your true self. And those illusions will begin to break. Now, the Tower is also in reverse. And when the Tower is in reverse, it talks about life becoming stale and the individual's refusal to change, because the Tower is a quick change. Okay, it comes in, it's going to make us change regardless. But when it's in reverse, it's saying that you are clinging to things that you shouldn't be clinging to anymore. You're in a state of denial. You're holding on. And I believe that that's coming from this place of fear. Okay. In order to be able to move to the other side of that, you've got to be able to release what is no longer serving you, beloved. You've got to be able to let it go. Now, this is talking about what's coming next. So it's letting me know that Spirit is also guiding you, that there is going to be some quick movement in your spiritual journey, and you are being advised to allow your true essence to come through. Remove your mask. Shine your light of truth on the illusions or delusions that are around you in your environment, whether that means speaking truth to the people around you, speaking truth to in your work environment, speaking truth, and making sure that you are speaking the truth to yourself. Right? That you're being 100% honest with yourself. Even if you're not voicing it to anyone else, you're being very clear with yourself about what is true for you. Okay? And then also you're being cautioned and asked to be mindful of clinging too closely, too hard to things that really need to go ahead and fall away. All right. So let's now look at what is the guidance and possible medicine from Spirit. Okay. So your tarot is the Two of Materials, which will represent the Two of Pentacles. Okay. And we will talk about that. It's really about, it's like Spirit is saying, the Two of Pentacles is about balancing, finding harmony. It can also represent like overworking, having too many priorities, too many things on the to-do list, too many things going on. But it's a striving, it's a desire to find the harmony and the balance within your world. So I feel like what Spirit is saying to you is that Spirit is saying, beloved, we need you to look at your world and begin to balance your priorities. Begin to balance what it is that you're focusing on and what you're doing. You've also got the Knight of Voices, which is going to be the Knight of Swords. All right. This is also a very quick moving energy, but it focuses on the swords represent sort of thought, intellect, mental capacity. So it's talking about you really using your logic. And I think that this is because of what I was picking up earlier around the high emotionality. And remember, I was saying that when your emotions are very high, your sense of logic can go low, and there's a need for you to have balance. And so I feel like what Spirit is saying here in Spirit's guidance to you is to lean also on your intellect and your mental clarity and capacity. All right, to help you to navigate through these emotional waters that you might be currently walking through, or that may begin to come up for you even more intensely in this next phase of your spiritual journey. Okay, so that's that. And then in terms of medicine, I pulled these two cards to see, about some herbal medicine and chakra. So you've got meditation. I really feel that I was actually going to recommend that if you do not already have a meditation practice, that you begin to, and really meditation can just be having quiet time, like with yourself and with Spirit, just allowing yourself to just stop and breathe and listen. Meditation, to see more clearly, close your eyes. There's a need for you to really tap into that. Now, this is talking about your crown chakra, which is the chakra at the crown of your head, the top of your head. And it also is about connecting you to the divine. Okay. So it's really about, you may want to, if you don't already have a meditation practice, you could, on YouTube, they have various, meditations and things, and even chakra meditations. I'm sure you could Google like crown chakra meditation and, listen to a key meditation for that, and just allow yourself to just sit and breathe, or just don't listen to anything. Just sit and breathe, say your prayer, or, speak to whatever, either your guides or your higher power, whatever you use, or, to your higher self, depending on how you practice, but to allow yourself to get connected. Okay. Get connected. This is going to be a medicine for you as you're going into this next phase. The other medicine you have, interesting, this says tobacco offering. It speaks about connecting again to the divine, and as well as ancestral forces. And it talks about, providing an offering to those energies that are walking with you, and actually leaning on those energies that are walking with you to help guide your decisions and your steps moving forward. Okay. And so tobacco is a possible medicine for you. I'm not suggesting that you go smoke, but there's multiple ways to leverage tobacco. Okay. Okay. And then the final words of guidance from Spirit, you've got current. Look at that. This has just been a theme throughout. Currents of emotions, uncontrolled feelings. This card, it's a 3-4, which is a 7. And it is really talking about the turbulent nature of this card is about the emotions that are going on for you right now. If you're not actively experiencing these emotions, this may be a reflection of what's going on for you internally, okay? And what Spirit is asking of you is to allow your emotions to slow down and calm so that you can get clarity on what they are and from where they're coming, okay? So that you can move through them, not avoid them, but to move through them just as you're moving through your fears, because that is part of what's going on here, is this level of high emotion. You need to allow yourself to be able to come to a place of harmony and balance, finding the balance in your world so that you can move forward on this path. It feels like many of you have been going along and we get to these places on our path, right? When we're on a spiritual journey, there are spaces and times in which it's like, there's so much going on. There's so much movement going on. There's a lot of change going on. Different people are acting out in their human ways. And we're having to kind of like navigate all of that as well as just regular daily life. And it can be highly emotional. And Spirit is asking you to meditate, to slow yourself, calm yourself, so that you can delineate what's happening with your emotional world so that you can make the decisions from a logical space and move swiftly to the next phase of your journey. And then look at that. Okay, so your final card is elementals, and it says nature spirits, the 4 elements. Now, this is talking about earth, water, fire, air, okay? And regardless of what your belief is, understand that the elements that we walk with, just as everything is energy, the elements are energy too. Some of these elements are associated with other elementals, right? Different entities that really work with these elements, okay? But we live and breathe in these elements, right? So you can connect to these elements just by going out in nature. You can feel the air on your face. You can touch water or watch it flow. You can see fire in your world, okay? You can connect with the earth. I often suggest as a medicine of going outside and literally taking your shoes off and allowing your feet to feel the vibration of what is going on in the actual earth. It is healing to you, okay? So one of the things I want to just share with you, something that was in here, is it says, earth energy is good for grounding, stability, and wisdom. Air vibrates with the breath of life, communication, intelligence, and travel. Water brings healing, fluidity, cleansing, and change, while fire brings purification, light, activity, and creativity. So these entities are always available to you. Okay, so consider which element's power you want to tap and commune with the sweet beings who can deliver that energy to you. They're not just the stuff of fantasy. They are here for you now and always. So Spirit is really asking you to, it's interesting because going into nature can often be very grounding for us as human beings. And it may be particularly grounding for you, all of you souls who chose pile 3. This idea of, if you have the opportunity to get out into nature and maybe even to meditate in nature, sit still, breathe, take everything in, listen to the sounds around you, listen and ask for guidance from your guides. I really believe that for you will not only be a salve or balm for your spirit, your emotional journey, right? But it is also will provide you with some insight on what next steps you need to take to continue to propel yourself forward to move you through your fears and to land on the other side into a place of grace and mercy, a place of joy, abundance, and love. Okay? So that is what I see for you all in terms of what's next for you on your spiritual journey. I just send you so much light and love and a great big hug. And knowing that the emotionality that you're in, understand that emotions are temporary and you're moving through them, and fears are an illusion. So just keep plugging. Use your courage and your inner strength. Spirit is with you. Connect with nature. And all will be well, my beautiful souls. Okay? So I look forward to seeing you again in the next reading. All right, take good care. Have an abundantly joyful day. Bye-bye.